It's a big deal. So to get that off the books would be very good for the White Sox to be able to get some more cap-friendly, well, not cap, but just payroll-friendly deals for this team. They're only at about $110 million on their payroll, but depending on arbitration. So they're looking really good, but this young kid, Rodon, he could come up and then join the likes of Samardzija if he stays. He's adamantly said he wants to test free agency, but he does like that Chicago is showing that they want to win now, and he's always loved the city, being in the north side in Chicago for the Cubs, as well as being a fan as a child growing up in northern Indiana. So it's one of those where I think he's going to look into it, and maybe in the middle of the season he gets a deal and he decides he wants to stay with the White Sox, or he becomes a free agent, still listens, but still decides that the south side is the best side for him to go on later on in his career. Well, it'll be really interesting to see. Just to get into spring training and to see these guys piece together against different players, and the young guys against the older guys, and the older guys against some of the other older guys, position battles, Micah Johnson. The battle at second base is going to be very interesting because you want to see the young kids come up as well, and that's a battle at second. Is going to be a bunch of the young guys.
With regards to second base, as we sit here today, I certainly think that it'll be a competition between Carlos Sanchez and Micah Johnson. Carlos, obviously, a switch hitter plus defender who's got real good bat-the-ball skills to go with that strong defense, and is an interesting guy. And Micah Johnson is a left-handed hitter with that special, potentially game-changing speed, brings that element to the lineup. So that should be interesting there. And
is Tyler Flowers going to take that next step? He's been great defensively, throwing out runners at base runners at a very good rate, a little bit over the major league average. He is a great manager of the game. He's able to work with his pitchers and call a very decent game. And he showed steps in the second half of the season last year that he was able to improve offensively. That's really his only downfall, is that he can't really hit consistently. He had flashes. In the beginning of the year, he started out hot, then he was very cold for a long time, then he picked it up at the end of the season. If he can find a consistency there, then the White Sox don't have to worry about trying to find a catcher or trade for one. They already have one there who can grow into a star, because he's still young. He's only been in the league for a couple of years, so it's still the guy that can look into. And as well as the outfield, the maturation of Avisail Garcia, since he missed almost the entire season with a separated shoulder last year, he is a big part of the future, and to see him come up and be able to play a full year, if he can stay healthy and play with Abreu and have Melky Cabrera and have Connor Gillespie have another solid season of around 300, Adam LaRoche plays the way he's played, Adam Eaton stays healthy, it's their health. The White Sox have to stay healthy, and they have to get this bullpen going with and they have a shot. They're right around generating, they're saying about 78 wins is what they're looking at projection for the White Sox, even with all the additions. But then they didn't really take into account of Avisail Garcia, Adam Eaton being healthy, some of these new pickups as well. So it looks promising. That's about 10 wins off of the estimated wild card pace of about 88 to 89, 90 wins for a wild card spot. So last year the White Sox blew about 10 to 15 games in the bullpen. That cost them a chance at a run in the wild card positioning. It doesn't mean they were going to actually beat the Oakland A's or Athletics and get that spot in the wild card game, but they were definitely going to have a better shot than they had this season when they ended up about 10 games out or 12 games out or whatever it was. So that right there, you pick that up with some of these guys. That could be the start of something beautiful on the south side. And, you know, as Kenny Williams said, White Sox fans, he wants you to dream again. And then Rick Hahn went out and made that dream a reality. And now the dreams are very high, expectations are very high. And I know I'm very, very much considering getting a 14-game package or at least a 7-game package or something so I can go see. I want to see these guys as many times as I can to see how they develop as a team, how the players develop individually, and how they grow and become the team that I'm hoping they're going to become and make a run at the playoffs and the Central Division title. But just to see this team mature and come together, it'll be great to see, and especially if they can keep Samardzija and just use him as a building block, as well as Abreu and Melky Cabrera and David Robertson now and all these guys. It's and Rodon. Fun to see. Excited about baseball finally again. Getting that vibe up again. The Crosstown series this year is going to be phenomenal. You know somehow one of these games is going to be John Lester against Jeff Samardzija. Probably in Wrigley. The one in Wrigley, because they're only going to play, I think it's 4 games, maybe 5. They don't play as many anymore. But even if they only play one series, I haven't looked at the schedule yet. It's just, you know it's going to be at Wrigley, and you know just somehow the baseball gods are going to pull out together. It's going to be John Lester. It's going to be Jeff Samardzija. You know, cross-side Crosstown clash. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be drama. And the place is going to be packed. And the energy in the stadium, the buzz from both sides of town is really what is going to make this such a fun series this year, because both teams are going to be improved. Both teams have high expectations, and they're both going to be going at it pretty strong. It's fun to see. It's fun to think about. And just to get into it is awesome. It's awesome to think about and very exciting. Only about 65 more days, guys. Not that much longer. So just dream of spring, and we'll get there soon enough. So this has been 180 Sports. Back again whenever I'm on, as quickly as possible, to make sure we're talking everything Chicago and all the other exciting sports going on. This is Joe Bulio for 180 Sports.